Welcome. This is my comfy chair where I do a lot of my Bible study. Today, though, we're going to be talking about exposing Satan's lies. 8 common lies of the enemy that he loves to whisper to wives, hoping to destroy your marriage. One of the first ones is helping you, isn't he so kind, helping you to jump to conclusions about your spouse. I mean, maybe he happened to mention that the lady at the restaurant was pretty, and you know what you think? That you're ugly. That he's basically saying you're ugly. Jumping to conclusions. How about this one? Getting you to believe beautiful delusions. And for a mom, oh my goodness, this might look like pouring all of your energy into your children. Oh my goodness, you need to do everything for them and run them to soccer and give them every advantage. And your husband, oh, he can just kind of take care of himself. He's an adult. And pretty soon your marriage falls apart because you've totally ignored your husband. That's a beautiful delusion. How about this one? Making hasty accusations and sweeping judgments about your spouse. Ooh, whenever you have the word always or never pop into your mind regarding your husband, almost always a lie of the enemy. How about this one? Getting you to dwell on your spouse's, your husband's past wrongs so they just become toxic in your mind. Okay, come on. How many of you have rehearsed over and over again everything he's ever done wrong? Okay, I'm just getting warmed up here. Here's another lie. We're going through 8 different lies. Planting a fear about what will happen to you if you set boundaries. That you'll never be able to take care of yourself. He's going to leave you. What will happen to the children and your finances. Maybe he's going to just get so irate if you confront him, and so you don't set any boundaries. And that could blow up your marriage. Or getting you to believe you're unworthy of a loving husband, that you're not beautiful enough, that you're not desirable enough, not pretty enough. Yeah, lie from the enemy. Or, conversely, puffing you up with pride, kind of giving you that self-righteous attitude like his sin is so much worse than mine. I mean, I'm a great mom, a great wife. He, on the other hand, do you see how this is just like a pride thing? I mean, we're all sinners. Hello. And the last one, oh my goodness, convincing you to be stingy and selfish in giving your husband the respect and admiration that he so desperately needs. Yeah, that would be a lie from the enemy. So of these 8 common lies, does one apply to you? So how do you know if it's a lie or if it's actually the truth? For instance, let's say your husband leaves the bedroom every night about 2 o'clock in the morning and, interestingly, the computer history is erased. You have a suspicion that he could have a pornography addiction. You might be right, and if that is the case, you might want to follow Matthew 18 verses 15 through 17 and actually do a loving intervention. However, not everything is the truth. Sometimes it really is a lie from the enemy. How do I know? Well, I look in the Bible and I see that in Psalm 51, it says that you desire truth in my innermost being. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place. God is a God of truth. Jesus describes the Holy Spirit in John 14 as the Spirit of truth. So I pray and I ask God to reveal truth, to make truth known, to make it evident. I believe that's a prayer he loves to answer. Okay, but let's say you've prayed the prayer and you believe it really is a lie from the enemy. He's just trying to cause you to have negative thoughts about your spouse, to continue rehearsing his past sins, and it's just a negative thing from the enemy. What do you do then? Well, let me take you outside and give you a little illustration. Okay, so what you do every time one of those negative thoughts comes into your mind, or maybe one of those self-condemning thoughts about I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not desirable enough, or maybe those thoughts of fear, I won't be able to put boundaries in my marriage because what if he leaves me and I'll never be able to survive? Whenever these kinds of thoughts come in, lies from the enemy, you need to take captive those thoughts. That's the essence of 2 Corinthians 10, where it says, take every thought captive. You have to take it captive. You have to catch it immediately, examine it, and decide, is this true or is it a lie? And if it's a lie, you need to toss it out immediately. Do not let it take root. Here's my illustration. This was a beautiful lily. It already bloomed. I cut it back because it's done blooming. This is a weed. It might look pretty, but it's a weed. I noticed it a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll pull that out later. I can't pull it out now. it has taken root, and in fact it is so deeply wound up with the other roots from the lily, I can't extract it without cutting and hacking away at the roots of the lily. That's exactly what happens in our own life. When we let those negative, judgmental, self-condemning, fearful thoughts kind of marinate and germinate, they take root, they get tangled up in our marriage, tangled up in our perceptions of our men, and it's very difficult to fix it, to put all the pieces back together again without whacking away at your marriage. Take every thought captive immediately. Toss out the bad and dwell on what is good and true.